So I believed this lie about Sam Darnold for years. And let's be real, you probably did too.
They gave him the starting job when he was 20 years old.
With all that promise, the hope is he is your franchise quarterback.
Darnold just can't do it.
For years, he was labeled a bust, a disappointment. But then something happened. Sam Darnold, well, he stopped seeing those ghosts. And of all places, he did it in Minnesota.
Darnold takes the snap, four-man rush, looking left, Sam. He'll scamper out to the left, eyes into the end zone, throws, touchdown!
I'm shocked because we saw no indication in his past history that this was even possible.
The Vikings can win the Super Bowl. Oh yeah. These are facts.
But how did we get here? Well, we first have to go back to the end of the 2023 season. See, the Minnesota Vikings started that season with high hopes, right? Kirk Cousins, their QB1, coming off that wild card exit the previous season, he was playing some of the best football of his entire career. But in week 8, this happened.
Now Cousins, down again. Kenny Clark.
He pumps one time, and then there's the issue. Right now he's limping over to the sideline. Really hope that he's okay. It was a non-contact injury.
Yeah, my ankle shot. Here, use me.
Cousins, he tore his Achilles, ending his season and leaving the Vikings scrambling for answers. So you know how every year people say, this year's gonna be different? Well, for better or for worse, it will be. The world doesn't wait for resolutions. It changes whether you're ready or not. So maybe this year, instead of a giant promise, just keep it simple. Hit the gym once, book that trip you've been dreaming about, and who knows, it might snowball from there. And trust me, everything's easier with the right gear. Like these, Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. They're perfect for the gym, travel partner, or call companion. Premium audio that moves with you. See, their latest model is seriously impressive. We're talking 32 hours battery life and multi-point connectivity, so I can seamlessly switch between my laptop and my phone. Oh, and the active noise cancellation, it's the cherry on top. All this at half the price of other premium brands. And check this out, these cool protective case covers, I actually love this sleek design. And yeah, it supports wireless charging. 10 minutes of charging, it actually gives you 90 minutes of playtime. So, whether 2025 is a year of big changes for you or just small steps, Raycons, they're gonna be coming with me regardless. So if you're interested, head to buyraycon.com/anothersports to get 15% off site-wide. Yeah, that's right, 15% off everything. Happy 2025. Let's keep it simple and keep it moving.
So right now the Vikings are 4-5. Congratulations on the win, but obviously the big story is going to be the injury to Kirk Cousins.
The offense struggled without Cousins, to say the least, and the Vikings would end up missing the playoffs. Cousins' injury combined with his move to the Falcons in free agency left the team in dire need to form a long-term solution at quarterback.
Vikings fans are still in denial that Kirk Cousins is gone. They may not want to watch their televisions right now. Look away.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Sorry to have you come out here in the evening, but it's good to get this done. So get it started. So I'll open, and then I can take any questions you have. Does that work?
So the Vikings had spent the offseason preparing for their future, and in part by signing Sam Darnold in free agency, previously as the backup for the 49ers, but primarily by drafting Michigan star J.J. McCarthy to be their next franchise quarterback.
The Minnesota Vikings select
J.J. McCarthy,
quarterback, Michigan.
McCarthy was seen as the heir apparent, with Darnold only being signed as a one-year bridge quarterback. See, originally, Darnold was supposed to just come in, be the starter week 1, and as JJ progressed and learned the NFL game, then ultimately, the switch would happen. But fate had other plans.
As I told you guys yesterday, I wanted to give you guys an update on JJ McCarthy. We went through some pretty extensive testing, and after testing last night, it has been determined that JJ does have a tear in his meniscus, in his right knee. He will need to undergo a procedure obviously.
During training camp, McCarthy suffered a devastating injury, sidelining him for the entire season. And suddenly, the bridge quarterback, became the quarterback.
And, there's 3 different types of meniscus tears. Mine was medial and radial, so 6 weeks of just no pressure and all that, and, we'll go from there. But I'm just focused on one day at a time, doing whatever I can to help this team win and, be successful each day.
So, enter Sam Darnold. Nobody really expected much, but Darnold, yeah, he was ready. This was the opportunity he'd been waiting for, and he wasn't gonna let it slip away. Darnold's first start as a Viking, it wasn't perfect, but it was solid. More importantly, it was a win.
Darnold, shotgun, puts Justin Jefferson in halo motion to the right. JJ started in the backfield. Darnold is going to throw to the end zone. Man wide open, caught. Touchdown, Vikings!
Then came week 2.
2nd and 9 for the Vikings from their own 3. Darnold under center. Play action to Jones. Back to pass. Bosa picked up. Deep shot. Jefferson. Yes! Caught at the 50. Heads left to the 40. Cuts back to the 25. Heads to the right. He's trying to outrun the Niners. To the 5. Touchdown! A 97-yard touchdown from Sam Darnold to Justin Jefferson. And your Minnesota Vikings have a 9-0 lead.
Another win.
Back to pass, shakes the shoulders, dumps to Jones, walks into the end zone, touchdown, Vikings!
And another win.
Back to pass, looks right, sees nothing, throws left, caught, touchdown!
And suddenly, after starting the season 5-0, the Vikings, well, they look good. And Darnold was at the center of it all.
Yeah, just real quick, I think, obviously a win's a win. I think our defense, our special teams played out of their minds today. And I think as an offense, I think we just got to find a way to continue to play consistent football.
This wasn't the same Sam Darnold we were used to. This Sam Darnold, this is USC hyped as a generational talent Sam Darnold. The Sam Darnold the Jets traded up to get in the draft.
The New York Jets select Sam Darnold, quarterback, USC.
See, at the time, the Jets and their fans believed they had their franchise quarterback for the first time since, well, maybe Joe Namath. The expectations, looking back now, unrealistic, but at the time, were sky high.
Oh, he's darn good.
See?
He's darn good.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. I'm not even sure why you're equivocating. Maybe he's the best. All kidding aside. I love you, Joe. I'm only kidding. All kidding aside.
But the Jets were, well, the Jets. The organization was a mess. Coaches came and went, offensive coordinators changed like seasons, and Darnold, he was never really set up to succeed. Add to that some truly Jets-level moments, like this.
Seeing ghosts.
Seeing ghosts. That's not good.
And since then, the narrative around Darnold quickly shifted from promising rookie to an irredeemable failure. By 2021, the Jets had seen enough. They drafted Zach Wilson and shipped Darnold off to my Carolina Panthers. A franchise hoping a change of scenery would fix him.
He's been in the league for 3 years, and he's been the dead last worst starter in the league all those years. In other words, if you weren't better than Sam Darnold, you were on the bench. Anyone worse than him wound up backing up.
See, at first it looked like the change might actually work. Darnold started the 2021 season with 3 straight wins. But then reality kind of set in. Defenses adjusted, injuries like the one with Christian McCaffrey just piled up, and Darnold regressed. And by the end of the season, he was benched. By 2022, the Panthers brought in Baker Mayfield, signaling that Darnold wasn't even plan A anymore. And once again, after an apparent injury, Darnold found himself on the bench, waiting for an opportunity that seemed less and less likely to come. But if there's one thing about Sam Darnold, it's that he refuses to quit. He stayed ready, kept learning, and when the Panthers needed him to step up late in the season, he played some of the best football of his career. I mean, watching those games, you saw moments that was like, whoa, is that Sam Darnold?
He keeps Darnold to the end zone, and that's a Panthers touchdown.
But still, it wasn't enough to convince Carolina or anyone else that he was a starting quarterback. Fast forward to 2023. Darnold signs with the San Francisco 49ers to be a backup. No drama, no fanfare. Just a quiet acknowledgement that he was no longer seen as a starter. It could have been the beginning of the end. But in San Francisco, something clicked. Maybe it was the coaching, probably. Or maybe it was the culture. Maybe it was just Darnold maturing as a player. Whatever it was, when his number was called, he showed flashes of the talent that made him a top draft pick. Still, his time in San Francisco was brief, just one season before he hit free agency again. And then came Minnesota.
Sam Darnold's got a little bit of Andrew Luck. Tough, relentless, like a linebacker playing quarterback. Coachable, throws a bad pick, follows it up with a great pass. What you're seeing is the Andrew Luck thing. And they're asking him to make big boy throws. He leads the NFL 60 completions over 20-plus yards. Those are Brady and Mahomes throws. No dink and dunk here. 70% completion rate, 26 TDs, 3 picks in the red zone. He's the league's most efficient quarterback now. And in the second half of the last 7 games, 1,000 yards and a passer rating of 114. Why is he not in the MVP discussion? Hello, look at all the numbers.
Now, this Minnesota Darnold? Yeah, this isn't the same Sam Darnold we saw in New York or Carolina. This is a quarterback who looks poised, confident, and, dare I say it, elite. I know. But the mistakes that had defined his early career were gone. Instead, we saw a player who could command the offense, make smart decisions, and deliver in clutch moments. And the numbers backed it up. Over the final stretch of the season, Darnold posted career highs in nearly every statistical category. He wasn't just managing games, he was winning them. So, what happened? How did Sam Darnold go from the NFL's punchline to Vikings savior? Well, first, and probably the most obvious, the system. Minnesota's coaching staff, led by Coach Kevin O'Connell, built an offense tailored to Darnold's strengths. Quick reads, play-action passes, and designed rollouts that let him use his athleticism. They didn't ask him to be Kirk Cousins. They asked him to be the best version of himself. Second, the talent. I mean, come on, with weapons like Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and a solid O-line, Darnold had the kind of support he never had in New York or Carolina, and he made the most of it. And finally, between the ears. After years of being doubted, Darnold played with a chip on his shoulder. He had nothing to lose and everything to prove. And that mindset made all the difference. Right now, today, Sam Darnold is no longer the player who we once labeled a bust. He's a reminder that in the NFL, timing and circumstance are everything. He's proof that sometimes all a player needs is the right opportunity and the right environment. And for the Vikings fans, he's more than that. He's a quarterback who turned their season around and gave them hope when it seemed all was lost. Sam Darnold's story isn't just about football. It's about resilience, perseverance, and the power of second chances. It's about how we, as fans and analysts, are quick to label players as successes or failures without considering the context. And maybe, just maybe, it's about how sometimes the best stories are the ones you never see coming.